I'm sure they'll both want to improve on this second half when we get into it. But maybe there's a last half chance in the game in this first half for us as Aaron Wan-Bissaka drives forward. Gets the shot away. It's blocked behind. And I can tell you that's the first chance in this match. Charlison, ball under control. Still got it here as well. Now looks through to Patrick. Lovely little ball inside. And Patrick's hit the crossbar. Best chance in the game by far. And it's Patrick who's had it. And he could not find the top corner. I mean, oh my God, no! What are we doing? We don't even deserve to lose this game. Chelsea have not created anything at all. I mean, we've not been good enough to win it. But Mason Holgate starts it all off with one of the worst volleys. It should have just been calmly done. Oh, you've got to be joking me. Hey ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome back to another career mode episode. Apologies for the delay on this video, of course. I mentioned it earlier on in the earlier upload, but I had to work throughout the week a bit longer than usual, and that played a part in the videos. But regardless, we're back today for another episode, and we are now going to decide the future of Romelu Lukaku at the club. I asked you guys to vote on the last episode at the top right-hand side of the video. Thank you if you already did that. At the time of recording this right now, there is 3% in it. 3% in favour of one of the two options. It was one of the closest polls we've run in the series so far, and I can now confirm that Romelu Lukaku is going to be an Everton player at least until next season. Of course, we had a deal negotiated for him to go to Napoli. Koulibaly coming the other way, and we'd have to pay 10 million on top of that. And you guys have voted 3% better on Lukaku staying at the club. I was quite happy to have both happen. I wasn't really swinging either way. I just thought to myself, if we get Koulibaly, it's a great centre-back to carry us through until next year's Champions League, or rather, carry us through this Champions League into next year when, of course, De Ligt joins the club, even though he is ageing, and that seems to be a lot of the case that people were saying, get a younger centre-back. You know, you've got De Ligt coming in next season as well, which I completely understood. And also, who knows, Lukaku might fire us to glory in the Champions League. So Koulibaly will no longer be joining the club. We will not be negotiating the contract for him, which I think now means our transfer window is pretty much over and done with here then, because we can't really make too much more happen. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to sim through to the end of deadline day, and we're going to check out some of the biggest deals, because there's some humongous ones that have happened in this window. So I received an offer for Tom Davies with 8 hours to go in the window from Lille. It was 36 million. I counted for 50. Eventually, we have agreed on 47 million pounds for the 24-84 rated midfielder. Interesting this, because a lot of, you know, the Everton fans out there probably will be a bit frustrated I'm letting him go. If, of course, you are a supporter of Everton, you watch this video. But I just feel like 47 million is way too good to turn down. It's almost 20 million more than his valuation. We've also got an offer here for Gankov from Barcelona, 57. Again, I'm gonna try and get a bit more for him. I'm gonna go in with 90 here, see what they say to that. I imagine they'll instantly turn that down, but you never know. What will they say to the 90 million? 71. Again, though, I think we can push them to about 85 maybe. I know we're getting rid of big players here on like pretty much deadline day, but for these kind of fees, man, we could be getting players in who are going to improve us massively. Like, look at this, right? If we get this deal done, see, 84.5 million. I mean, again, I understand that you have a lot of fans side Gankov, but you consider he's worth 42.5. We've nearly doubled it. So we're going to be getting a combined fee of 120 million for those two players alone. Wow, we could make a brand new deal happen today, and it could well be a new centre-back as well. A centre-back and maybe a midfielder? I'm down with that. Gankov has left the club. He has joined Barcelona for 84.5 million. Huge fee right there. It's the biggest deal of the window now as well. And with 4 hours to go, we are waiting to see what Tom Davies is going to do. Is he going to be a Lille player? Yes, he is. Tom Davies has left. So we have just sold two big players. Davis didn't really get into the first team all that much. Kieran Tierney will not be going anywhere, especially to Manchester City. And Gankov, I don't know what it is. I've just never liked him in career mode. I'm sure he's done bits for a lot of you guys out there, but for me, I just feel like for that fee, I cannot turn it down. So that now means that we have a nice fee to work with. Got a lot of players available. Can we try and make these deals happen? Unfortunately, I won't be able to go in for any of these guys, But I'm going to take a little look around, see what we can buy, and then make maybe a couple of deals happen. Okay, so I've had a little look around and found a couple of players that I like the look of maybe to bring in. Now, I did see a comment mentioning Kim Pembe in the last episode. Unfortunately, he's only just joined Liverpool, so we cannot get him. Which leaves me 2 players for centre-back spot. Now, of course, De Ligt is coming in next year, so he'll start alongside Davinson Sanchez. It's more just for the backup sort of position. We'll have then Holgate and whoever we bring in to sort of play the games when, you know, we're running and we have to rotate players or whatever. So, Victor Lindelof here alongside Benjamin Pavard as well. For some reason, it's telling me I can get Lindelof for about 28 million, and he's 2 better than Pavard. Pavard, though, can play at fullback. So, it's a case of we've got versatility with Pavard, but we've got better stats-wise with Lindelof, and potentially cheaper as well. I think I'm swinging towards Lindelof, honestly. I'm going to try and make this deal happen. We've managed to get them to £37 million for Victor Lindelof, which is a little bit more than I was hoping to pay. So I'm going to go in for Pavard and see what Dortmund are saying about him too, so that I can then choose between the two of them. Money's not the issue. That's not a problem at all. We've now got mega bucks to be able to splash out, but I still want to get the best deal possible. So let's see what Pavard's saying. 36 is what we've agreed for Lindelof at the moment. Pavard, see, they want less. Pavard's a bit better in versatility as well. So we've got 2 deals on the table. 31.5 for Pavard and 37 for Victor Lindelof. So £5.5 million more for Lindelof. I think as a defender, he's probably better out of the 2 of them. But for versatility, Pavard is the better option. I could also make both these deals happen, but then I'd have too many centre-backs at the club and I just wouldn't need them. So yeah, I'm going to go for Lindelof. I feel like that's the best option here. So, yeah, if I'm wrong, I apologise, but that is the decision I'm going to make. And I've already decided who I'm going to bring in as well as a replacement to Tom Davies too. So, Lindelof is here, and now I'm going to go for my central midfield option, Harry Winks from Wolfsburg. Release clause, £39.9 million. 2 better than Tom Davies and cheaper as well. So, Harry Winks is going to be the man that comes in as a somewhat replacement for Tom Davies. So, yeah, good to see potentially him joining. Also, we lost Mirinchuk as well, didn't we? So I've just forgot about that. But with the addition, last episode of Vinicius Jr., can't really complain. The release clauses, man, they're so good. Okay, well, that's... Harry Winks is out the question. He's on £77,000 a week, and I gave him 80k, and he said that it's insulting. Are you mad? Well, it looks like it's going to be Mason Mount then. Fair enough, I'll just get Mount in instead. Mason Mount has signed. So, yeah, Harry Winks didn't want to come. Fair play to him. It's fine. Whatever. Didn't really want Harry Winks either. But Mason Mount's here. The fee, £32.5 million. So, 7 million cheaper than Winks would have cost, but obviously not as good a player. With Orsic already coming through too, at least it gives him potentially some more game time. So, new additions come onto the bench. Lindelof will go into where Holgate was. Mason Mount can start on the bench for now. And the side has looked very, very good, hasn't it, so far? And hopefully we will continue to see that. I've got a lot of money left, but honestly, I don't know where else to strengthen. Maybe another goalkeeper. So I could do that, maybe. But then who do you even go for at this point? Like, you've got so, like, little time in the window and still a nice amount of money. I might have a quick look and see, but I think my business is done. Making an offer here for Soren Weiss. I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly. I apologise if I am not to any of my German fans out there. But I'm not sure we're going to get this deal over the line anyway, because Hanover seem to be... Well, in fact, I'll eat my words because they've accepted that £18 million deal. Yeah, so 6'6" German goalkeeper, 5-star weak foot. Like I said, do let me know if I'm saying that right. Apologies to any of my German fans if I am not. Soren Weiss is what I'm going to say. But nevertheless, he looks like he's coming in to be our backup goalkeeper. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Weiss is in the club. He is our backup goalkeeper, but with training, could become our starter. And I'm going to count down the rest of these hours in deadline day. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm actually sweating recording this video right now. It's incredibly warm. So I apologise if I don't quite get this out on the Thursday evening, because at this stage, I'm actually struggling at the moment to actually record this. But we'll see. Nevertheless, let's continue on, see what's going to happen for the rest of the day in deadline day. It looks like that is going to do us then. So the top deals of the window, as we pull out for Benjamin Pavard, we're not going to be going ahead with that deal. Saigankov to Barcelona seems to be the biggest transfer. And yes, it is. No, Kessier is to Real Madrid. Oh, no, that was in the summer, so it's fine. So Saigankov is the biggest deal of January. Kluivert to Man United's in there as well. That could be quite an important one for the Premier League dynamic. Bruno Fernandes towards Dortmund. And outside of that, who is the next one? I mean, Neres to Real Madrid. That's it. So, yeah, some interesting deals going on, but that's going to do us for deadline day. I'll see you all in a minute for our first game of the day. And just before we head off into game, we're going to take a quick look at the attributes of both of our new signings. So first up, Mason Mount. You can see his stats as they are on your screen. Of course, that 4-star weak foot. And then next to that, Lindelof. So two very, very good new signings. But as you can tell, the next two games you're going to see, which is Wolves right here, followed up with an FA Cup tie against Derby, are both post-com. Before we jump to live against Barcelona. It was incredibly warm when I was recording it, so I just felt like I had to give myself a little leeway break. I knew that I wanted to do that Barcelona one live, so I decided that I'd do these two as post-com to give me the opportunity to have the fan on and not have to worry about it picking up on the sound in the live bit. So, Wolves, who I'm pretty sure we played and beat at the start of the season, they're on a really good run. They found themselves into the top 6, maybe even the top 4 as we went into this game. So I knew for a fact we couldn't disrespect them. We had to go with a very, very strong side, and that's exactly what we did. We had an early goal for Romelu Lukaku, starting up things very nicely. But then, all of a sudden, the game just kicked into life right away because straight after we scored, Wolves got an equaliser, and I partly expected the offside flag to go up. Lindelof and Sanchez tried to play it. It didn't work out. They got an equaliser. Then straight from the kickoff again, we got a second goal to make it 2-1. Vinicius Jr. curling this in from the edge of the area. I will say as well, of course, he's a big monetary outlay in £48 million, but he's worth a lot more than that. And Vinicius Jr. when he first came in, was it last episode or the episode before? He had a few issues in terms of missing some sitters, but he's finding his feet, and it's to be expected when you go to a new team. But that's a fantastic finish nevertheless. And I was hoping that we were going to get a little bit of like calmness, you know, because at this stage we started off the game so quickly, 3 goals inside 15 minutes, and it really should have been 4. Vinicius Jr. again involved, this time his header though going wide of that corner of the goal. And if it had gone in, it would have been perfect. 3-1, 2-goal advantage. And I felt like we had to quickly shut down this Wolves side because then, 20 minutes on the clock, they created this fantastic tackle from Davinson Sanchez. Didn't get back possession, and the same guy that scored Wolves' opener got them their second. And unbelievably, after 21 minutes of football, Everton 2, Wolves 2. Like I said, it was incredibly warm, but it would have been interesting to have done this as a live com, especially with the amount of chances that were coming in the game. So at this stage, I couldn't believe my eyes. 2-2, and we weren't done there, as just before half-time, this happened. Johnny's ball in. We don't really deal with it. Lindelof there, touch on it, but not a good enough header away, and Chivrella volleyed home to make it Wolves 3, Everton 2. From Goodison Park as well. Home advantage, and I was fuming to say the least. To throw away what we were having here, Wolves are a good side, don't get me wrong, but on paper, we were massively the favourites. And at this stage, I was sat there shaking my head, not really knowing what was going on, and things got even worse. 4-2, as the second half began, Rafa Mir got in, he megged Lunan, and he made it 4-2. So yeah, I didn't even know what to do. I was sat here in disbelief. I quickly made a change. We brought on Mason Mount. We switched to a more attacking formation to try and get back in the game. We were able to get another goal 62 minutes in. Romelu Lukaku with his second of the match, smashing it into the top corner as he runs to pick up the football to get us back on the way as quickly as possible, because I wanted to carry this momentum forward. I wanted to keep it going, especially if we could get another goal in this one that would equalise it. I have to give credit where it's due, though, to Wolves. They were brilliant. They took their chances, and there was a couple more chances for us. Vinicius Jr. Oh, that's what I'm talking about when I say that he's got to be finishing chances. 7 minutes from time. It could have been 4-all. Lucas Torreira to Mason Mount for the final chance in the game, and his shot wide of the top corner. And frustratingly, at home, not only had we lost, but we were 2-1 up in the game. We conceded 3 without reply before trying a late fight back that just never came. And Wolves have beaten us 4-3 in the first game of the episode. And at this stage, I was thinking, with Barcelona to come. If we're going to play like this, Barcelona are going to eat us for dinner. And you can see the match facts. 4 shots for Wolves. They scored all 4 of those shots. To be fair, though, we created 11 and only had 4 on target. They created 4 on target. So you're kind of looking at that, and that's where you've got to say we lost the game. But you could even argue as well, we had the better players out there. It was a weird game, put it that way. It was a really, really weird game to play. A 4-3 defeat that just, if we played that game 10 times, I don't think we'll get a game close to that. So, fair play, Wolves. They defeat us. And, of course, what now does that mean to the Premier League table? Well, you're going to find that out later on because things have not gone our way at all. We've thrown away the gap that we had, and it's ever, ever so close now in that Premier League title race, which makes it very interesting for you, but for me to play it, it just makes me a little bit more nervous about things now. So I decided I would play the FA Cup tie against Derby. Now, I don't normally play cup games, of course. You follow me on the channel. I play them in like the early seasons, but then after that, it just kind of feels like a bit of a drab to play them. But I decided to play this mainly because, A, I didn't perform very well against Wolves, and I wanted this as like a warm-up, I guess you could say, or a second warm-up for Barcelona. And B, because I didn't realise that this was the round of 16 against Derby. Now, obviously, if I sim this, chances are we lose it with the away sim. But we're 1 game away from a quarter-final of the FA Cup. So I thought to myself, let's play it. Let's make sure we get there. Give us another opportunity to win another piece of silverware this year if, of course, we do end up dropping out of this Premier League title race for whatever reason. And things went really well. Mason Mount scoring to make it 2-0 before Derby managed a late reply. Again, defensively, though, it was atrocious. I mean, we were just all over the place there. And if you're looking at that again going into that game against Barca, not good, put it that way. But ultimately, it was our backup side. We did get the 2-1 win. We do move through to the quarterfinals, but that performance didn't really give me a whole heap of confidence moving into this Barcelona match. So, without further ado, we're going to jump from postcom to live for this game, the first leg in the Champions League round of 16 against Barca. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. A couple of interesting games in that little section then. I mean, I got no idea what happened against Wolves. I felt pretty good. I felt like we were going to get the victory there. But a crazy game. 4-3 it finished, of course. You saw that, and then we backed that with a Derby victory in the round of 16 of the FA Cup. So, yeah, we're doing good in that. We're through to the quarter-final. Now then, we've got Barcelona. And, of course, I have mentioned already how warm it is, but I have to give you this live. I can't not. It's such a huge game that we've got to do this live. And I think, you know, ultimately, we spoke about it. Is Lukaku going to be the man that gives us the goals we need to secure our spot in the next round? This is the first leg, and you may notice as well, Vice is the goalkeeper who we're going to be going with. Lunan has dropped to the bench. That is in part down to that first performance against Wolves. I felt a couple of the goals maybe he potentially could have saved. And let's be real, since Vice has now come in, he's got a bit of competition, whereas he didn't have that before. So hopefully it'll make Lunan play a little bit better. But I'm going to be dropping in for this first game against Barca at home. Maybe a risky thing to do, but I feel like I have to try and change the fortune after that first game. I wasn't too happy with the way we defended. Wasn't too happy either. Of course, we had Sanchez and Lindelof as our back two in that one, and we were pretty poor there. So, fingers crossed. Goodison Park, we just don't concede. I'll happily take a 0-0 as long as we don't allow Barcelona the goal. Let's jump into this game and see if we can get a dream first leg start. We do know a little bit about Barcelona, of course, from our time over in La Liga with Villarreal. Is it going to be the same side pretty much that we're looking at? I know they've still got Coutinho there. I believe they had Milinkovic-Savic last time we played them. I've just seen Coutinho running off, actually. So, yeah, he is still in the side. They had Wesley up front as well. Ter Stegen will be their goalkeeper, but we've got a big guy in goal as well. Obviously, Weiss, a fellow German, 6'6" he is. And hopefully he is going to have a big night tonight because we might need him. Ter Stegen in goal. Alexander-Arnold at right back. It's a quality Barcelona side. Let me just say that as we see it now on the screen for the first time in its formation. Stones, Umtiti and Hakimi. Gomez, Milinkovic-Savic, Alenya, Coutinho, Wesley and Suso. That back four, the lowest rated player I think is 86 rated. Alexander-Arnold's very, very good. You've got Umtiti who's I think 89 too. I mean, it's just quality. So breaking them down is going to be the first problem. But, of course, all I want is that clean sheet. Can we get it? We cannot afford to give away the ball cheaply tonight. It's going to be a tough test against this Barcelona side who are in down the right. Wesley with possession. Going to play it back towards Suso. These two looking to combine to get them in. And immediately the way they've set up is to try and maybe just sit behind the ball. Win back possession as quickly as they can by forcing us into a mistake and then basically counter-attack, it looks like. But Little spell of possession for him here then. And there's a corner ball. And is this going to be the first goal of the night? The one thing we don't want is an early goal. Milinkovic-Savic's header. Pushed wide by Weiss. 17 minutes on the clock. And the pressure is beginning here then. And it's Barcelona who are doing it. Coutinho is another delivery in towards the box again. Torreira does enough. And Decore will smash it away up towards the head of Lukaku, who does very well actually to keep possession with us. Well played, Romelu. Fast approach in half-time. Defensively brilliant so far from Barcelona. Maybe speaking too soon, though, as Kingsley Coman. Fake shots around his man. He just couldn't get back to the ball, though, to have that shot. And we are into the last minute of play in this first half. Lucas Torreira towards Lukaku. Is there one last chance in this? Romelu Lukaku's ball not going to be found through. Oh, nearly a mistake, though. And at the half-time whistle, what a chance that was. Mistake from Barcelona. A very unlikely thing to happen right at the half-time whistle. If Vinicius Jr. had clicked on, and if I'd have clicked on, it should have been a first-time shot. And maybe that would have been 1-0. But still, half-time here, 0-0. Our game plan has worked in the first half. Keep Barcelona quiet. Don't allow them this away goal. And I think if we go to Spain, we'll be able to score over there. I'm confident of that. The thing is, though, in that early stage, they did pile on the pressure. So I am feeling like it does just take that 10-minute spell where they'll just get chance after chance, and then we have to withstand it. Couple of changes being prepared for us. Richarlison and Mason Mount both getting ready to come on. Patrick's night will be cut short, and so too will Kingsley Coman's. But 30 minutes left to play here, and it remains 0-0. I feel like we'll be the happier of the two sides if it stays the same. Sanchez has to go over. At the minute, though, Barcelona, this is the problem area. There's the delivery! And just as we said, this is the problem area. Wesley has smashed Barcelona in front. It's come from largely not a lot either. I shouldn't have taken Sanchez over to that side. In doing so, look at the space that I left in the box here. I believe it's deflected. No, it's not deflected. It's just Patrick misses the effort. Who's on number 13? I have no idea. Is that Lindelof? Because if it is, he's had a shocker since signing for us. Honestly, he was poor against Wolves. And if it is him as well, he just completely leaves Wesley. And just when I was going to say how good a performance it's been in keeping them quiet, thrown out the window because the away goal is here for now for Barca. Oh, for crying out loud. Away goal in, and now we're beginning to pass the ball to nobody, it looks like. Not confident about this at all. This begs the question of how on earth we managed to take that Graafschap side all that way when we struggled to do it here with Everton. I mean, we've got a really good squad here, probably better than we had there. Unless it was just one of those dream runs that you get. Tierney now up from fullback, though. We've not too long on the clock to try and find this. Trent Alexander-Arnold makes defending look easy, doesn't he? Vinicius Jr. Tierney. Lovely play. Tierney! We need to score, and he's going to get us back on level terms. I was just going to say, I feel like if we don't get a goal here, it could be detrimental. But that is the goal that we potentially required. 1-1 isn't the worst result in the world either. It is only that one away goal, but I still feel like just giving it is a bit of a problem. But nevertheless, when you need him, Captain Fantastic Tierney steps up. And he's smashed us back into level terms then. Really good finish as well. I said about the fact we could use him at the wing area if we wanted to. He's that good. And that just shows you the quality he's got. Out of everybody on that pitch, to find the finish, it was Tierney. Man, I spoke about him before, how important he is for this team. And it stands as that is the case. That's poor from them, actually. You know what? They look a little bit rocked here after that goal's gone in. Vinicius Jr., though, cannot find that pass to Lukaku. But he's going to win possession straight back. Barcelona looking like they're against the ropes here. This is going to be an interesting last 15 minutes. Tierney going to be found here as he finds the ball up towards Lukaku. Tierney continuing his run. Here we go then. Last chance to Luke. Kieran Tierney's ball across. And with the last kick of the game, that is going to do it. Everton 1, Barcelona 1 from Goodison Park. I think 1-1 is an acceptable result. I'd have probably taken it before kick-off. The fact of the matter is, though, you question how on earth we went on that crazy run with the Graafschap when that's unbelievably bad. Look at those match facts. Holy moly. Nevertheless, Tierney with the man of the match for display. It's to be expected. He's probably our most important player in this Everton side. And it's going to be all to play for over in Spain at Camp Nou. It's going to be a very, very tough affair as well. Friends, that is going to be where we end off today's episode. Just the 3 games in there today. But of course, we have had a few transfers to talk about as well. So quite a lot to cover in the beginning of the episode, and like I mentioned, it is incredibly warm right now here in the UK. So Fulham going to start off next episode, Arsenal as well. We'll then jump into Watford before we see if we can advance through to the next stage of the Champions League against Barcelona. That second leg coming at the back end of next episode, so do not miss it, because a 1-1 draw is poised to be a very, very good tie at Camp Nou. So massive thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed today's episode, a like would be greatly appreciated, as always. This is how the league table looks at the moment. Only 3 points now separate us from Manchester United, with 12 league games to play. Quite ridiculous, really, because we had like an 8-point gap or something last episode, and that's now shrunk. So yeah, I'm not too confident about things there. But the FA Cup, then, this is how it's looking. We have made it through. We await to see what's going to happen in the replays of a couple of other games, and then we'll get our quarterfinals opponents. So that'll be pretty good to see as well. Not too much else to show you. So like I said, a massive thank you for watching. If you are new around here, like what you see, hit that subscribe button. Have a fantastic Thursday evening, and I'll see you all again tomorrow with another video. Until then, adios.